Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want to follow me when I'm not on YouTube, do me a big favor. Get down to that description box, click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link, and let me know that you're rocking with me by sending me a DM. Send me a DM once you follow me and let me know that you're rocking with me. I certainly would appreciate that. And of course, I'll respond to your DM by saying thank you. And then we'll go from there. My goal is to get that Instagram page up and running and get some more followers so we can dedicate more time to doing some reels and other things about my lifestyle that I don't include on the YouTube channel. One of those things is posting about my house. For some reason, there are a lot of people who watch my YouTube videos or my live streams and are saying that I don't have this house. They're saying that what's in back of me is a backdrop. I think it's pretty hysterical because clearly the people that are saying that this is a backdrop, they don't really watch my YouTube channel. Because if you just go back a year on my YouTube channel and look at my videos over the last year, I actually did a walkthrough of this house when I purchased it. The video has like 350,000 views. So I'm not sure how this could be a backdrop when you can go on my YouTube channel and look at the videos that I did on this house when I actually bought it a year ago. I just tell you, man, we are just, folks are something else, man. I'm telling you, folks in these in the chat are something else, man. It's just, guys, this is not a backdrop. This is my actual house. I mean, go on my YouTube channel, please, and look at the videos. I made like 15 videos on this house on my YouTube channel. And if you go to my Instagram page, all you got to do is go to Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram page, which is it's down in the description box. Click on the Instagram link. You'll see I've given recent tours of my house showing my new artwork, showing my new man cave inside of the man cave. I mean, I've done videos outside of the house where I'm with my cars. I don't know, man. I don't know. Folks will just tickle me in the chat, man. Oh, that's a backdrop. That's not your house. That's a backdrop. Guys, this is not a backdrop. This is my house. Please go on my YouTube channel and look at my videos I've done on the house. Please go to my Instagram page and look at the videos I've done, the reels I've done on the Instagram page recently. Okay, enough with that. Let's move on to my new website. I guess that's fake too. I guess the website is fake too, just like the house is fake. This is a backdrop. This is not my house. It's fake. The website is fake. My cars are fake. They're all rented. I don't own any of them. I'm just lying about everything on the YouTube channel. All right, so website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Guys, go check out the website. Over 200,000 of you guys have already checked out the website. It'd be incredible if the rest of y'all can get over there and check it out too. I think you'll get some value out of it. Like I said, I got financial digital products on the website that I believe can help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Of course, I handpicked all of them. So go check out the website and make an investment in you and your financial future by purchasing some of those financial digital products to help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Check them out, guys, right? If you want to get to wealth, you need the right information that you can execute on. So the website can help you with that. Like I said, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. While you're there, guys, do me a big favor. Consider joining the private mentorship club. Now, there is a member or a join button, depending upon which device you're using to access the website, where you can just hit that join button or that membership button. It'll take you over to the platform that I use for the private mentorship club. And then, hey, join, right? Go ahead and join, become part of that group. And we got a wonderful group of people. Like I said, close to 700 people are already over there in the last couple of months that have joined that wonderful financial community. And I love it. And we do a lot of fun stuff over there. We have a good time. We support one another. We certainly give tips and nuggets and golden eggs, right? We help people collapse time frames and get to their pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And it's healthy. It's healthy community, not any of this toxic stuff. It's a healthy community where people respect one another and we help one another with one common goal: get into our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Again, that's the only place that I do mentoring. I don't do any other mentoring outside of the private mentorship club. So if you want to be mentored by me, and how is that? That's through direct message. I don't do any mentoring where I'm picking up the phone and FaceTiming people. Unless you go through my business, which is RF Financial Consulting, I do provide 1-hour financial sessions. That's where I would do, but the membership club, that's strictly for members and people who want to congregate in a safe place to share ideas about building wealth, where I'm involved in that every single day in the live chat or the community chat. I make posts every single day, and every single week we have a 2-hour live stream, just the members, where they can ask me questions and I can answer those questions based on my 30 years worth of experience building wealth. So if you want to be a part of that community, great, right? Get yourself over there, dive into it. Like I said, almost 700 wonderful people over there to support you and to help you. Plus you got me over there every single day. Plus you got the 2-hour live streams we do every single week, Q&A. So listen, man, if you're looking for a good financial community to belong to, so you're not out here in the wilderness all by yourself, consider that. Last thing, and we're going to jump into this information we got to cover today. Last thing is my self-directed brokerage app that I use, and that's Mumu. Get down to the description box, first link. The good folks at Mumu have an incredible offer for you. So if you open a new Mumu brokerage account and you put $100 in there, they're going to give you 5 free publicly traded company stocks, right? Just for you trying out their brokerage app. If you decide to put $1,000 in your brokerage account, they're going to give you 15, right? Stocks, publicly traded companies. So here you go. You put $100 in, you got 5 free stocks in your portfolio, right? For just trying out the app. If you put $1,000 in, you got 15 free stocks in your portfolio. Now you're in a position to start doing what? Buying more paper assets to build wealth, right? Now, in order to help you do that, for you people that don't really know how to use brokerage apps, all you got to do is send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net, once you open your Mumu account. Once you open it, you fund it, you can send me that email and through my website and say, hey, Richard, I've opened my Mumu account. Could you send me those Mumu tutorial videos so that I can look at them and learn how to use the app? 3 important things that you're going to get from the Mumu brokerage app: fractional share trading, automatic trading, and automatic reinvestment of dividends. Those 3 things are features that you're going to get in that Mumu app that are, in my opinion, game changers, right? For those that are new and just starting out, and even for people that have been doing this for a while. That doesn't mean you can't open a Mumu account as well. I know a lot of folks that are in my mentorship club that have other brokerage accounts that they do other things with, but they've opened the Mumu account to dedicate that to, let's say, just Nvidia, or they've dedicated that to SPLG and FTEC. People will have multiple brokerage accounts and they do different things. It's okay. I have 4 of them. I have 4 brokerage accounts, and all of them do different things for my financial plan. All of them do different things. So you don't have to, you can have other brokerage accounts and still take advantage of the Mumu brokerage account, right? Especially with that nice offer of the free stocks for $100, 5. If you put $1,000 in your account, you get 15. And then on top of that, you're going to get this educational piece from the Mumu folks, right? You're going to get the educational videos from me. Plus, on the Mumu app, they have a learning center that has hundreds of tutorials in there that can show you how to do anything you want to do when it comes to investing, right? So definitely a good offer if you're interested in that, guys. Like I said, that's my primary brokerage account that I use. So obviously I would not recommend something that I don't use, right? I would not recommend something I don't use. I do use it, and I use it all the time. And it's a great brokerage app. So check it out. First link down in the description box. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. All right, let's dive into what we're going to talk about today. And of course, guys, as investors, we got to understand we got to understand the cycles of the stock market, right? If you're going to be buying paper assets, we got to understand the cycles. And one of those cycles is where we have corrections from time to time, right? We just had one recently with one of my favorite stocks, which is Nvidia. We had a 14% correction in the stock price. That means the stock price went down 14%. That's a correction. Now, in our overall stock market, we have corrections as well. Remember, in 2022, we had an overall market correction, stock market correction of about 20 to 25% in 2022. So we got to prepare for those types of corrections. Every day is not going to be green in the stock market. Some days are going to be red, and sometimes they're going to be prolonged red days. But that doesn't mean we can't build wealth. That doesn't mean we can't keep building wealth. So as I go through this prediction, it's a prediction, but in your mind, you should be thinking to yourself, what is my game plan if something does happen like this? That's the reason I'm telling you this and giving you what other people are saying about our market. We got to get both sides of the equation, and then we got to do what? If it's all good and it never happens, we got a game plan. If it does have a correction, we got to have a game plan, right? I'm a big believer in we can build wealth through good and bad times if we have the right information and we execute the right game plan. Doesn't matter. We can build wealth in both bad and good times. We can build wealth in correction times, and we can build wealth in boom times. But we gotta have the right information, and we gotta be ready to execute. That's the key, guys. And we cannot panic. That's the number one thing we can't do. We can't panic, because that's what the 1% wants us to do. They want us to panic so we can sell everything at the wrong time. See, they want us to panic sell, right? The 1% want to trick us into what? They want us to be buying when we really should be selling, and they want us to be selling when we really should be buying. That's the thing the 1% wants to keep you confused, and they use the mainstream media to keep you confused because they know a lot of you guys are going to believe the mainstream media, right? So let's take a listen, not a listen, but you'll be listening to me. I'm going to read through some stuff here that I don't necessarily believe all of this stuff. But one thing about me, guys, when it comes to building my wealth, I'm going to listen to all sides of the equation. And then I'm going to come up with my own solution. I'm going to prepare. I tell you guys all the time, right? I tell you all the time, always prepare for the worst, but expect the best. But you always prepare for the worst. And this is a worst case scenario. Does not mean it's going to happen, but it is a worst case scenario that you need to plan for. You need to have a contingency plan if something like this happens. Okay? That's the reason I'm sharing it with you today in this particular video. So here we go. Here's the headline. Here's the headline, by the way. Market jitters. Analysts warn of looming U.S. stock and crypto crash. Draw parallels to 1929. Now, I know some of y'all in here are way young and y'all know what the world I'm talking about for 1929. Well, 1929 was the Great Depression. So you got two things. You got recession and you got depression. What is the difference? A recession is a temporary downturn in our economy, in our markets. It's temporary, it's short term. That's a recession. A depression is a prolonged downturn in our economy and our markets. It's longer. Recession, shorter. Depression, longer. They're saying 1929. That was not a recession, guys. It was a depression. It was a longer downturn in our economy, in our markets. They're trying to say there are some parallels to 1929 that they can see coming. Again, guys, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we want to prepare for the worst, but expect the best. That's how we got to be now, all right? So let's keep moving. As the U.S. stock market scales new heights, a growing chorus of analysts warns that a severe crash could be on the horizon, reminiscent of the devastating 1929 collapse. For some of you younger folks that don't know what that is, go out to Google and type in 1929 depression, and it'll come up. It'll tell you all about it, right? But they're starting to say they see signs out there that something like this could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen though, guys. This is just opinions, right? Concerns center around the meteoric rise of Nvidia. Of course you knew they were going to throw Nvidia in there. Why? Because the 900-pound gorilla that's driving everything. When you look at the S&P, you look at the NAS, two of our three major indexes here in the United States. What's driving it? Nvidia. Nvidia is driving a lot of, they're driving the bus. Don't get me wrong now, they got a bunch of other passengers back there that's helping, but they're the one that's driving the bus, right? In the S&P and the NASDAQ. Let's just face it, that's the truth, right? When you look at the S&P, a third of the upside or the ROI of the S&P, the 15% ROI year to date, a third of that is being driven by Nvidia. So here's what they're saying. Concerns center around the meteoric rise of Nvidia and the burgeoning artificial intelligence sector. What do they mean by that? It's just not Nvidia, guys. They're talking about all of the artificial intelligence sector, every company that's participating in that. And guess who the main drivers of that is? The Magnificent Seven. Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, right? Alphabet, Tesla, and Nvidia, right? Those 7 companies are driving this thing along with others. Broadcom, AMD, Intel, right? A lot of these things are being driven by AI. A lot of, and that's a subset of the technology sector, right? It's not the entire technology sector, but it's a subset. Artificial intelligence is a subset of the tech industry, the tech sector. So they're saying here concerns around the meteoric rise of Nvidia and the burgeoning artificial intelligence sector fear to be the latest bubble and a pattern of echoing past financial disasters. So what they're saying is we've seen this before, guys. We've seen these bubbles in certain sectors before. And In some cases, they did not turn out real well. So I ain't mad at them because they're telling the truth. We have had sectors that have had bubbles. The last one we had was the real estate sector. Remember back in 2008? That was a real estate bubble and it burst. Now, what I will tell you is, even though it was catastrophic, we recovered. Think about it. Think about 2008 and think about 2024. We've recovered 3x. Think about where the S&P 500 was in 2008. Just go back and do the homework. Go look at it. Look at what the S&P 500 index was trading at in 2008 and look what it's trading at today. I guarantee you it's at least a 3 to 4x. We recover. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop panicking about stuff. We will recover. And typically when we recover, we're bigger, better, stronger, more profitable. So that's why I'm telling you, even if we do have a correction, we will recover. The last bubble was the real estate bubble in 2008. I think we recovered pretty well. Look at the equity you have in your home right now. You don't think we recovered pretty well? Oh yeah, we did. A lot of y'all have gotten wealthy through equity in your house. Why? Because we recovered. There was people in 2008 that were saying we would never recover from the great financial crisis of 2008. We would never recover. But yet and still people got what? 3, 4, 5 times more equity in their house right now because we did recover. Bigger, better, stronger, faster, more profitable. So as we go through this, just understand on the other side of a correction is always a boom. It's always a rally. That's the way our financial system works. Not just here, but in the world, right? So here we go. Analyst fear repeat of prior market crash as Nvidia and AI bubble swells. Market experts, these are market experts. It's not Richard Fain, because I'm not a market expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube. So I'm just reading what the market experts and giving you my little commentary, giving you my little 2 cents, right? But let's hear what the experts have to say, and then I'll tell you what I feel. Market experts are sounding the alarm on the stock market's current trajectory, particularly drawing attention to the extraordinary rally of Nvidia. See, we go back to Nvidia. That scares people. So you got to understand, guys, when you got one stock that's doing what it's doing, it scares people. It scares people. You got to understand, everybody is not betting on Nvidia to do well. A lot of people are betting against it. So you got powerful investors on both sides. You got powerful investors who are betting against Nvidia, and then you got powerful investors that are betting for it. It's all about money, guys. That's what it comes down to in this country, right? Typically, it comes down to money. We're a capitalistic society. Nothing wrong with that. I love it. I participated in it. I've gotten wealthy in it. And a lot of you have too. So I'm not knocking our system. I'm just telling you the real world we live in, it's about money, right? Everybody is not betting on Nvidia winning. A lot of people want to see them lose because they can make a lot of money if they lose, right? So just keep that in mind as they keep throwing up Nvidia. Nvidia's ain't the only stock. You got 500 stocks, 500 companies in the S&P. You got the Magnificent Seven, and 2 of those Magnificent Seven companies have a larger market cap than Nvidia, and they make more revenue than Nvidia. So people throw Nvidia up because that's the hot stock right now. But honestly, when you think about it, it's a small part of it. When you look at the overall tech industry, Nvidia is a small part of it. You got companies out there that are bigger than Nvidia, do more revenue than Nvidia. They throw Nvidia in here because that's the hot stock. That's the company in the niche, the subset of the tech industry, which is the AI industry. That's the 900-pound gorilla in the AI. That's what's driving the AI. Why? Because they produce the most efficient, the best product to push the AI platforms forward. Nvidia makes the best products, right? And They're a $3 trillion company, but they only got 60 billion in revenue. How in the world can you be a $3 trillion company with 60 billion in revenue last fiscal year? It's amazing. That's why they're in the public eye right now, right? So here we go. Here we go. Market experts are sounding the alarm on the stock market's current trajectory, particularly drawing attention to the extraordinary rally of Nvidia, whose market capitalization recently surpassed 3 trillion. This surge has been largely fueled by AI hype. See what I'm saying? Everybody's not working for Nvidia. Everybody's not working for artificial intelligence. Some people are working against it. Why would you use the word hype? Why would you use the word hype to describe something that's real? Why would it be hype? Why would you describe hype when evolution can't be stopped? I don't care. But see, there are people that want to stop evolution. So they use words like hype to the general public because they want the general public to think, oh, it's just hype. It ain't real. See, hype is associated with not real. They want the general public to believe it's not real because why? Then the general public won't invest in companies like Nvidia. They won't invest in other companies who's trying to push forward artificial intelligence. You have people out here do not want to see evolution take place. They don't. They want us to stay in the Barney Rebel and the Flintstones era. They want us to be around here in a car with stone wheels. They don't want no evolution. They don't want none of this artificial intelligence. You got people out here afraid too much artificial intelligence is going to create robots and the robots going to kill all the humans. You got people that believe that. So guess what? They're against this. They're going to do everything in their power to convince you artificial intelligence is bad for human beings. That's why they use a word like hype, because hype tells you and me it ain't real. It's fabricated. It's fake. Why? Because they don't want to see evolution. They want to make you scared. Oh, them robots going to take your job. Don't back this robot thing. This artificial intelligence thing is just going to be robots. Before you know it, robots going to be running the planet. Before you know it, robots are going to be superior to us. We'll be working for robots. That's what they want you to think. Y'all think I'm joking, man. Y'all got to find out what's going on in this real world. Everybody ain't for evolution. Everybody is not for progress. That's why they use the word hype. So here we go. In a recent editorial, financial authors, whatever their names are, it don't even matter, draw unsettling comparisons to the dot-com bubble of late 1990, which culminated, y'all know I ain't that good with all these big words, which culminated into a significant market correction, right? So basically, in 1990, you had the dot-com bubble, where you had all these dot-coms, this new technology, this innovation, this evolution. Similar to the dot-com guys, people didn't want it. You had a section of people who didn't want it. They didn't want this dot-com stuff, right? But guess what? Yes, we had the dot-com bubble, but guess what? It didn't stop evolution. Look at us now. Look at us now. What is it? 1990, 2000, 35 years later, 34 years later? Look at us now, 34 years later. Look what the internet has done. Look how the internet has changed our lives and made it more convenient for a lot of different things. Now, I know there's some things in the internet that have made life not good, but I think you got more positive out of the internet than you got negative. It has helped connect people all around the world. I wouldn't be in front of you right now if it wasn't for the progress and advancement of the internet. I wouldn't be here now helping people around the world change their financial life. So don't get me wrong, we got some negative stuff, but I think there's more positive in the internet than there is negative. So did the dot-com bubble stop anything? No, it didn't. I told you guys, I don't care what folks do, you cannot stop evolution. As long as we're human beings on this earth, we're going to want to progress. We're going to want to find a better, bigger, faster, easier, more profitable way to do things. We just are. It's ingrained in us. It's in our DNA. We're inventors. We create things, right? I don't care anything about no hype and none of that stuff, right? It's an investment in a company that's doing something to change things. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Again, if the dot-com bubble was that bad, we wouldn't have the internet, but we do. So who won? And guess what? Even if you went through the dot-com bubble and some companies didn't survive, that's no different than any other sector. You think every utility company that props up survives? No. Do you think every real estate company that props up survives? No. Do you think every retail company that pops up survives? No. It ain't just a tech. It's any sector, any company, right? We all have companies that we know and have heard of that haven't survived. It's not a dot-com. I would say the dot-com made it stronger. So yeah, we can run comparisons to the dot-com, but it's totally different eras, in my opinion. Moreover, the parallels to 1929 are stark, when the market soared to dizzying highs before plunging into the Great Depression. Like today, the late 1920s saw massive investment driven by euphoria and not by fundamentals. A speculative fever that led to unsustainable stock valuations. Nvidia's rise, while reflective of genuine growth in AI, right? Similarly, risks detaching from economic realities, possibly setting the stage for a potentially sharp correction. Now, we just had a correction in the stock price, 14%, right? We just had a correction in the stock price. But here's the thing, guys. Here's what they're not taking in consideration. And again, guys, I'm no expert. I'm just giving you my opinion. But here's what they're not taking in consideration. The internet. In 1929, we didn't have the internet, right? That was sort of like an industrial age, right? People making cars and building stuff. We didn't have no internet. The difference between then and now is the internet. It's a game changer, guys. See, the internet is a game changer. Social media is a game changer. The way people connect through the internet and social media is a game changer. They didn't have that in 1929. What did they do? Well, what, they had the SOS thing, the little telegraphs. I don't even think they had no damn, I don't even think they had a phone. Maybe they had a phone, I don't know. But they didn't have the internet. It's a game changer, right? And here's the thing. It'd be one thing if Nvidia was out here and companies like Nvidia, it ain't just Nvidia, it's companies like Nvidia who's making these GPUs, who's making these products for AI advancement. It'd be different if they didn't have companies that needed this stuff. When you got a company like Meta, across all of their platforms, they got 2.5 billion people across their platforms, guys. That is a third of the population in this world. And they need that AI. They need large language artificial intelligence platforms. Why do they need large language artificial intelligence platforms? Because they serve 2.5 billion people who speak different languages. They didn't have that in 1929. It's different, guys. It's a different world. So I can respect their opinion. Totally two different worlds we live in. 1929 and today, totally different. When you got companies like Meta, Microsoft, when you got companies like Amazon with their AWS platform, the cloud, come on, guys, it's different. There is a need for artificial intelligence if we're going to continue to grow and prosper. If our greatest companies in the world, the greatest companies in the world, in our Magnificent Seven, and companies that are coming up behind them, they need artificial intelligence if they're going to continue to expand and reach more people. You do understand there are 8 billion people in this world. Only 4.5 billion have access to internet. There are 3.5 billion people don't even have access to internet. Right? Don't. It's such an opportunity out there, guys. So I believe, yes, in corrections. But this 1929 stuff, and God forbid if we did, I think we're doing okay since 1929. I think we're doing okay. I think Ford Motor Company is still around. I think we still have companies that were started back in the 1920s, the 1930s that are still in existence today. So I think we did okay. So even if we do have some depression, hey, that's life. One thing I can tell you, we always strong, come back bigger, stronger, faster, more profitable. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. In a discussion with Fox Business News, economists forecast a stock market downturn more severe than the 2008 crisis. We have never seen government sustain a totally artificial bubble. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming somewhere in this little article. I knew they was going to politicize it. I knew there was. Number one dead giveaway, Fox News. So you know which side Fox News leans to, right? Right? So you know what side they lean to. So what are they going to say now? The government caused this artificial bubble. Why? Because Fox is on the other side and the government right now is on the other side. So of course they're going to say that this side is causing the problem. Plus, guess what we got in a couple months? An election. So guess what? I told y'all guys, these guys, this media outlets, they propagandize everything. It's all propaganda for whatever side they're fighting for. The Republicans will propagandize, the Democrats will propagandize, and they use us as the bait. They use us as the bait. They want us scared and afraid and not understanding what's going on because that's the only way they can control us. It's the only way they can control us. They got to keep you scared, afraid. That's the only way they can control you with the purse strings. He who controls the money controls the population. He who has the knowledge and the power controls the population. And they utilize that to control us. They do not want us to build wealth so that they can control us. They want us dependent on them. They want us dependent on their Social Security. They want us dependent on all the stuff that they give us to control us. The only way you get yourself outside of that is you better think for yourself and you better build wealth. Think for yourself, guys. Stop letting somebody else think for you. That doesn't mean you don't listen to opinions, but at the end of the day, you got to form your own opinion and go with that. Go with your gut feeling. Stop letting other people turn you one way or the other. Stop it. So here we go. In a discussion with Fox Business News, economists forecast a stock market downturn more severe than 2008. Okay. We have never seen government sustain a totally artificial bubble for a decade and a half and see what happens after that. But I can tell you, there has not been one bubble, and this is far larger and longer. One major bubble in history that has not ended badly. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. So he's talking about 1929. Okay. I think it ended pretty good because people recovered. Stock market recovered. Companies recovered. Not all of them, but some recovered. Okay, what about the 2008 .com? Some of those .com companies are here today and thriving, doing very well. Some of them didn't make it. Okay, 2008. Yeah, some companies didn't make it. Some financial institutions didn't make it, but others did. Guess what? We're doing okay right now. So listen, man, every one of these things these guys are talking about have always been followed by prosperity. Those who actually prosper are the ones that prepare for these things. They prepare mentally, they prepare financially to weather the storm. And guess what? I guarantee you, 1929, I guarantee you, .com bubble, I guarantee you, 2008, 2022, 2020, every one of those times, guys, people got filthy rich in those downturns. Those were people that knew what they were doing. And see, they understood that's where you get rich. If you got cash and you got wherewithal and you plan properly, you can pick up these companies at a deep, deep, deep discount and hold them till they get to hit prosperity again. That's what I did in 2008. I bought up a bunch of real estate. I bought up a bunch of stocks and ETFs and just held them 10, 15 years. I just held them. And they made me rich. Because why? I was prepared. In 2008, I was prepared. I was in an industry that I knew I wasn't going to get fired, in the banking industry. No, I didn't get fired in the banking industry when we had this chaos in 2008. A lot of people were getting laid off, but I didn't get laid off. Why? Banks are always going to be open. We're going to always be necessary. Banks. That's why you got to recession-proof yourself. Find you something that even in good and bad times, they need you. Find you a company or start a business where you are needed in good and bad times. See, I was in banking. I'm needed in good and bad times. You got to have a bank. I don't care if it's good times or bad times. You need a bank. You need a financial system. Find you something where in good and bad times you're needed. Just telling you, that's just a little pro tip. You're around here with these companies that don't do well in bad times. If we hit bad times, you're probably gonna get fired, or the company gonna shut down. You gotta recession-proof yourself, guys. How do you recession-proof yourself? Number one, have you a company or work for a company that's needed in good and bad times. That's number one. Number two, be living on less than what you make. Be living on a plan. Don't be in a deep amount of consumer debt, and already have you some money in the war chest and some investments ready to go. You should live that lifestyle every day of the year. Therefore, if bad times do come, you're prepared. I'm gonna tell you why people get devastated in bad times, because they don't prepare. When they're high on the hog, they don't tuck nothing away. They just stay high on the hog. Spend every dime they make buying big cars, big houses, trips, jewelry, impressing the next door neighbors. That's what we do in good times of prosperity, most of us. We spend it all. And then as soon as we hit adversity, we ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And that's when all the cards come tumbling down. Again, guys, you got to prepare for this stuff. And I tell you guys this on my YouTube channel all the time. You got to have financial principles that you live by. That's how you protect yourself from a downturn like this. See, if you got a bunch of cash on the sideline, when the downturn hits and you can buy these great companies at a discount, like what happened in 2022. Remember, all the great companies were trading at a discount. All of them. Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. Everybody was trading. All the Magnificent Seven was trading at heavy, heavy, heavy discounts. If you had cash on the sideline and had the right mindset, you would have been in on that, like these 1%ers did. Because a lot of people saying, well, golly, why are these billionaires selling their stock in 2024? You know why they're selling it? Because they had the foresight to buy a bunch of this stuff in 22 when it was dirt cheap. Nvidia was trading at $190 a share in May of 2022. 2 years later, it split at $1,200 a share. I don't know, guys. You got to prepare. You prepare for the worst, but you expect the best, right? Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We have never seen the government sustain a totally artificial bubble for a decade and a half. But see what happens after that. But I can tell you, there has not been one bubble, and this is far larger and longer, one major bubble in history that has not ended badly, period, the Economist added. I think we're going to see the S&P go down 86%. I don't know where to get these guys from, man. Listen, man, if the S&P 500 goes down 86%, guys, we just gonna shut down the whole world. Are you kidding me, man? 86%. This guy, the S&P 500 is gonna go down 86%. The NASDAQ, 92%. Guys, you didn't even have it that bad, guys, when the 2008 downturn hit. I mean, come on, man. This is what I'm telling you. This is just so much propaganda. I think we're going to see the S&P go down 86% from the top and the NASDAQ 92%. A hero stock like Nvidia, as good as it is, and it is a great company, goes down 98%. Boy, this is over. So S&P goes down 86%. NASDAQ goes down 92%, and Nvidia goes down 98%. So let me get this straight. You got 3 companies in the S&P 500, 3 companies that have $3 trillion market caps. So you mean to tell me $10 trillion in market cap, not including the other 497 companies in the S&P. I mean, not including them. Just those 3 got $10 trillion worth of market cap. That goes to basically zero. I tell you, man. But hey, man, that's an opinion. And guess what? There's a lot of people that believe that. So, hey, you got to figure out what you believe. Personally, I don't believe any of that, but that's just my opinion. So let's keep reading. Analysts have pointed to several red flags over the past year that suggest trouble ahead. One major concern is the inflationary pressure and the Federal Reserve's hawkish stance on interest rates. Despite a slight decrease in inflation rates, the Fed projects minimal rate cuts, signaling potential liquidity tightening that could prompt a market correction, a market contraction. So they're saying with the Fed not reducing interest rates, that's going to make people a little bit weary of the stock market. They're going to pull their money out of the stock market, which will contract it, will make it smaller, right? I get that. Okay. I get you with that. Adding to the complexity is the stock market's heightening volatility, where high valuations, especially in the tech sector, are propped up by speculative trading rather than company fundamentals. Now, let me ask you a question. This is, I just want a question I want to ask you. So when you look at a company like Nvidia for the last 4 quarters, if you really look at it and you go look at the actual earnings reports, is that fabricated? I mean, did they not have 262% year-over-year revenue growth? Did they not have 625% year-over-year growth in net profit margin? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, one thing, if you go look at the numbers and they're all red and Nvidia is going to the moon, that's different. But if you're going to the moon and you go look at the financials and the financials support it, how can that be speculative? Speculative would be me investing in something that has no proven track record of doing anything. Like we did in 2008 when people were buying all this real estate on spec. None of them were real estate professionals. None of them understood how to be a real estate investor, but my neighbor did it, I'm gonna do it. That's speculative. When people are doing things and buying things and they have no way of knowing what's happening. They have no experience. They got no historical data behind them. That's not Nvidia. Nvidia has plenty of historical data. Go look at the numbers. I mean, I don't understand where the speculative thing comes from. The speculative things. Go look at Microsoft's numbers. Go look at Apple's numbers. Go look at Meta's numbers. Go look at Amazon's numbers. Go look at Alphabet's numbers. I don't know, guys. Go look at the numbers. I don't see any speculation. What I see is companies who are saying, we want to prepare for the future. We want to prepare for the future using artificial intelligence. We want to be bigger, faster, stronger, and more efficient. And we know human beings have a certain cap that won't be able to get us there. See, and another reason why you want to go artificial intelligence is because artificial intelligence is 100% logical all the time. Human beings aren't. We're going to let our emotions creep in there, and we're going to make all the wrong decisions. We're going to hesitate. We ain't going to do something right because our emotions going to come into play. I'm just telling you guys, you can't stop this. These companies know that. They know human beings are going to flinch. You're going to flinch. Artificial intelligence ain't going to flinch. It's going to be 100% logical all the time. It's never going to be emotional like human beings. So we're limited. We're limited creatures because of our emotions. That's not a bad thing. That makes us human beings because we do have emotions. But when you're building companies like this and you're trying to reach billions of people and you're trying to do it in seconds without it breaking down and it being efficient and being reliable, you just can't depend on human beings. Look at it in your own life. How dependable are we? Honestly. Think about your best friend. Think about your family. Think about your coworker. Think about yourself. We're not dependable 100% of the time because of our emotions. Artificial intelligence has no emotions. It's all logical. It's not going to miss a beat. These companies know that. So respect their opinion, but I don't buy this crap that the S&P is going to explode and drop by 86%, NASDAQ 92%, Nvidia drops by, come on, man. This is ridiculous. But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Several analysts, this environment has created a bubble scenario where the slightest shift in investor sentiment or economic indicators could trigger a sell-off, echoing the rapid declines seen post-2000, 2008, and possibly even worse than 1929. Okay. Doing an interview with CNBC, chief strategist of CFRA Research discussed how the stock market is possibly in for a big correction. I think we're really stretched and we got to see some upward revisions to earnings estimates. I think in order to justify that, Stovall told the CNBC broadcast host, it's only been tech that's been outperforming the market. I sort of feel this is a jumbo jet that's flying on one engine, and you wonder how long it will stay aloft, the strategist concluded. So there you go, man. There you go. That's what's out there, right? Do I believe there's a correction that can happen at any time? Absolutely. I've been through the 2000.com. I've been through the 2008 great financial crisis. I've been through the great 2008 downturn or correction. I'm not 2008, but 2020 because of the pandemic. I've been through that. Remember in March of 2020, the stock market and all that stuff fell by 35%. I went through that, didn't panic, bought more, made a bunch of money. And then I just recently went through the 2022 correction, which I believe the market corrected itself by a good 20%, which is considered a major correction. I think the market corrected itself by 30 to 35% in those 2 months at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't even know what the market corrected itself in 2008, but it was devastating. But I didn't lose anything. My assets, certainly the value of my assets went down, but they came back. I just held on to them. I was in a recession-proof job because banks are going to be needed in good and bad times. So I kept making my money. Nobody ever came to me and said, Richard, we closing the bank. No, that's why I worked for big boy banks. During that time, I was working for big boy banks, and you know what, they wouldn't have shut them down. So I was good. Had a recession-proof job, right? I was living on less than what I made. I was living on a plan, which is a financial budget, right? I had minimal consumer debt, maybe one car loan, manageable, and the mortgage. That's it. No credit card debt, no student loan debt, no personal loan debt, no payday loan debt, no tote the title debt, none of that crap, right? And then I had a war chest for a rainy day, which is my emergency fund, and I had a bunch of investments, real estate and the stock market. Yes, did valuations go down on those during 2008? Absolutely. But guess what? Went right back up. Just held them. I didn't sell my real estate properties. Held them. Made a bunch of money too. Started selling them in 2014 once they recovered. Sold them. Made a bunch of money. Matter of fact, bought more. Bought more properties. One of my guys that I follow on YouTube that I got a lot of respect for. Major real estate guy. Done very well for himself. Entrepreneur. Will motivation. If you go talk to him, he bought a bunch of his properties in the downturn. I mean, beautiful properties. Now they're worth, who knows? But I guarantee you, if you ask him, when is a good time to buy real estate? When is a good time to buy assets? He will tell you, hey man, you can buy them all the time, but really good times to buy them is when their valuations are down on them. Doesn't mean there weren't good properties that Will bought. Clearly they were. Because he just bought them at the right time and he held them. And now today, I mean, just enormous success. All I'm telling you guys is that you put yourself in the right position, clean credit, verifiable income, down payment money. If this real estate thing does crash, it might, I don't know. But if you're financially in shape, you take advantage of that. Same thing with the stock market thing. If it crashes, this notion of something's going to 98% crash, that's just baloney. That's just way propaganda. Ain't nothing going, I mean, that didn't even happen in 2008. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So no, that's not gonna happen. But could it have a 25, 30, 40% crash? Who knows? All I know is as long as I got cash on the sideline and I'm financially in shape, I take advantage of all of that. Because I know history tells me it comes back. And when it comes back ferocious. That's what history tells me. So all I can tell you guys is hang in there. Don't let all this propaganda scare you. Prepare yourself. Get yourself in a financial position where you're prepared to take advantage of any of these things that could happen. And the only way you do that, guys, is you got to live on less than what you make. You have to have a financial plan, a budget, where you know exactly how much money you got coming in and what's going out. You got to get yourself out of consumer debt. You just do. You do. And you got to save and invest. Those are your 4 financial principles, guys. If you're living on those right now, guys, and you got some cash, and you're in a recession-proof job, you can take advantage of any downturn. And guess what? These downturns don't last that long, guys. Go look at the history of these downturns. Now, 1929 lasted a while because that was a depression. That wasn't just no recession. That was a prolonged, that's why they call it a depression. But we haven't had one of those since then. Mostly what we have are a recession, which is a temporary. And I think recessions typically last, somebody help me out with this, but I think anywhere from 6 to 12 months, maybe a little longer, 18. But even in 2008, you could see signs in 2009 that the economy was coming back, that real estate was still depressed, but it was still churning out rental income. You could still see stocks depressed, but then you could see light at the end of the tunnel, even then. So this notion of everything is going to go to zero and never come back, that's just propaganda, right? Those that are prepared capitalize. Those that are not prepared don't capitalize. It's pretty simple. If you believe something like that has happened, prepare yourself right now. I've given you the steps, what you need to do to prepare yourself. I'm prepared. So I don't really care what happens because I'm gonna continue to invest regardless. Because I know these little downturns, even if it's a 2-year downturn, it won't last. It won't last. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If we do have a downturn, guess what the Federal Reserve is gonna do? They're gonna take them interest rates at 5.5% right now to zero. They're gonna take them to zero and they're gonna stimulate the economy. That's what they're gonna do. And guess what else they're gonna do? They're gonna take big trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that they make and put it into the financial system. That's what they're gonna do. Do you really think the 1% and the people who have built their wealth in this country are gonna let it go to zero that easy? No. So I don't worry about this doomsday thing because I know the Fed has some tools. They got a money printer and they got interest rates. And guess what, guys? Even if the good old people in the United States don't want to take advantage of that, other countries will. Other countries will come to the United States and make investments in the United States because it's so cheap to do it. You guys got to figure out what's going on around the world here, guys. Even if you and me ain't got no money, there's other people around the world that'll have money that will come to America and make investments in America. Why? Because they know they're getting it dirt cheap. See, any money that comes into our economy stimulates it. It doesn't just have to be money from us. It can be money from people outside of the United States. What do you think is going to happen? People from outside of the United States will come to the United States and make investment and get rich or richer. Plus, I told you what our Fed gonna do. They're gonna reduce interest rates to zero. Yeah, they're gonna reduce interest rates to zero. And boy, that's gonna bring in a whole new money supply. Not only are they gonna reduce interest rates to zero, they're gonna pump artificially in money into the economy. Y'all know what they did in 2020. What do you think they're gonna do if we get another catastrophic event? You saw what they did in 2020. Yeah, we paid the price for it, inflation, but that's okay, we still here. I don't care. Hey, I'm all for it. Pump as much as you need to pump in to save us. Pump it in. Take them interest rates to zero and pump in as much money as you need to pump in to save us. I'll deal with inflation later, just like we did in 2020. That's exactly what they did when they shut the country down. They just artificially pumped in money and they took interest rates to zero, which did work. It spurred outside investment from foreigners, which in turn added more money to our economy. Therefore, Americans had a way to buy the goods and services that they needed in order to keep the economy going. And then what happened? It started going back up. We paid the price. We paid the price in 2022 for the inflation. That's why you saw the stock market do what it did, assets go down. Why? Because we had to pay the price to try to start taking that excess money back out of the economy. So we paid the price in 22. I'm okay with that. I still made a bunch of money in 2022 because why? Bought assets. Held those assets, and in 2023, they went back up in value and I made money. So you just prepare yourself, guys. If you do that, you're going to be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. Do not let the propaganda scare you. Do not let these folks put you in a position where you're afraid and scared. Now, here's the thing. You got to position yourself. Like I led off earlier in the beginning of this live stream when I talked about my website. That website, www.richardfain.net, is there to help you prepare in the event we have something catastrophic happens, guys. The financial digital products that I have on that website will help you become a better money manager, right? It will walk you through how to start an online business so that you're recession proof. Keep telling you, if you ain't recession proof and one of these things in a recession hits, you're gonna be in trouble. You better figure out a way to get recession proof. See, I'm recession proof. Why? Because my business is online. It's based on the internet. See, I mean, all I got to get over here is help people all around the world. I got people that watch this YouTube channel in every crack of the world that got internet access. So I'm recession proof. I'm telling you, figure out a way to get recession proof, guys. And then what you need to do is make sure you're financially in shape, living on less than what you make, living on a plan, right? Staying out of credit card debt, staying out of all type of auto loan debt, staying out of payday loan debt, tote the title debt, right? All that stuff you gotta be out of. And you gotta have money, right? Save and invest, emergency fund and investments, right? So my website can help you do that. www.richardfain.net, second link down in the description box. Go check out the website, guys. Check out to see if there's some digital products that can help you get yourself in financial shape, because the only way you're gonna survive a downturn, especially if it's the downturn these guys are talking about. You're talking about a downturn worse than 1929, guys. You're talking about these people talking about S&P 500 going down 86%. Do you know we have the top 500 companies in America in that S&P? So that means the top 500 companies in the United States will go down by 86%. Walmart. That means Walmart will have to close thousands and thousands and thousands of Walmart stores. But if you ain't ready, and if that happens, which I don't believe it will, let's be clear here. I believe a correction, but all this propaganda stuff these guys are talking about at this 80s, I don't believe none of that's gonna happen. Could a correction happen? Absolutely. Why? Because they've happened before. History says they happen. History says they happen. So yes, but you got to prepare, right? But this notion of the S&P losing 86%, I mean, that's preposterous, right? So here's the thing. The website helps you prepare for all of this. So get yourself over to the website, www.richardfain.net, second link down in the description box. Check out those financial digital products. And I recommend you make an investment in yourself. You pick up some that pertain to your financial situation, go through the information, and then execute. Now, if you want to wrap yourself around a group of people who are going to be there to help financially protect you, to keep your spirits good, to give you best practices, to help you build your wealth, then join the private mentorship club through my website. There's a join button. There's a membership button. Join, and then dive in. Dive into that conversation that these good folks are having over there every single day. We have great conversations in the community chat, a lot of great suggestions in the community chat. If you have questions, drop them in the community chat, and you will have people that will give you their opinion. And that's all it is. They're not experts. I'm not an expert. No one over there is trying to be an expert. But if you ask a question, people are going to give you their opinion, and that's okay. That's what you want. Plus, you got me over there monitoring the whole thing. So I'm going to make sure we're doing it the right way, which my wonderful folks over there in the mentorship club do it the right way. Because we've talked about this. We have our live chats every week. And I remind everybody, here are our do's and here are our don'ts. And everybody sticks to that. That's what makes it so special over there in the private mentorship club. So if you want to be a part of that and help prepare yourself for anything that comes, get yourself over to the website and join the private mentorship club. And then the last thing, guys, we got to make sure we have a brokerage account that will allow us to do what we need to do in order to buy paper assets, in order to build our wealth and get prepared for whatever may come, right? So my brokerage app of choice right now is Mumu, and I've been using Mumu since January 2024. It's been amazing. You got fractional share trading, you got automatic investing, you got automatic reinvestment of your dividends that you might get from your various individual stocks or your ETFs. They will automatically reinvest that for you so you can get that compounding effect of the stock market. Because the way you make money in the stock market and build your wealth, guys, is you got the appreciation in the actual stock itself, right? You got the appreciation. I buy a stock for $10 a share, and over time, that stock appreciates to $30 a share. You just made $20 worth of net worth gain. Plus, if you take your dividends that they give you on a quarterly basis and you reinvest those back into buying more stock, the dividends is less free money to you. So you're taking that free money from the dividends and you're buying free stock that can also appreciate in value. So you got the compounding effect of the dividend reinvestment along with the stock appreciation. The stock price appreciation is where you really can change your wealth trajectory, guys. And you need a good brokerage app to help you do that. And I think Mumu is a great place to start and try out. Now, if you're willing to do that and you put $100 in your new Mumu brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks just for trying out their brokerage account. If you do $1,000 in your new brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks for just trying out the brokerage account. Now you're in a position to start doing what? Buying paper assets to build your wealth. Now, some of you guys are beginners and you'll need some help. And that's where the great folks at Mumu will come in. If you email me through my website, www.richardfain.net, and let me know you've opened the Mumu account and you funded it, then I can send you the tutorial videos. It's 2 of them that the good folks at Mumu have put together. They're tutorial videos. Send that to you. Watch those videos and it's going to walk you step by step how to use that brokerage app in order to buy paper assets to try and build your wealth. And if you want me to, if you say, hey, Richard, send me the tutorial videos, but also send me your strategies around building wealth, which is my Wealth Transfer Blueprint 1.0, Wealth Transfer Blueprint 2.0. I can send you my strategy that I'm using to buy paper assets to build wealth. And like I said, they will help you put yourself in a position, guys, where you can take advantage of good and bad times. We should be building wealth in both. Not just one, but both. There's no reason why, if we have a 20%, 25% correction in the stock market, there's no reason why we shouldn't be taking advantage of that temporary decline in stock value. Because that's all it is. It's a temporary decline, in my opinion, if you're buying the right stocks and the right ETFs. So if you want to put yourself in that position, get down to the description box, hit that Mumu link, first link down in the description box, open your Mumu account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money. And guys, listen, appreciate y'all for tapping in today and listening to my opinion on what these experts, these market experts are saying about this colossal stock market crash, right? They're entitled to their opinion, and I respect their opinion because I understand a correction is part of the stock market cycles, right? See, corrections are part of it, guys. So it doesn't scare me when I hear somebody say anything about a recession or a correction, because that's part of our, recessions are part of our economy. Corrections are part of our stock market. They just are. They're part of our real estate market. They're just a part of it. We can't avoid that. What we can do is just prepare ourselves so we can build wealth through it. We can use that correction to enhance our ability to build wealth, right? We can use the correction to enhance our ability to build wealth. That's the key. We have to be financially in shape to weather any storm. If we're financially in shape, guys, can't touch us. We're going to be fine. History says we'll be fine. So that's my goal here, is to get myself and keep myself in financial shape. And my goal here on this YouTube channel is to help you keep yourself in financial shape. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CFP. I'm not I don't have a master's degree. I don't have a PhD. I barely got an undergrad degree in PE. That's about it, right? But that didn't stop me. See, I don't let these titles stop me from building my wealth. I don't let people tell me, well, Richard, you're not a CFP. Well, Richard, you're not a financial advisor. How can you build wealth? I don't let that stop me. I don't listen to those people, right? That don't faze me. Look what I'm living my dream. See, while people talk a bunch of crap, I'm living my dream, guys. I'm living my dream. I'm living the lifestyle that I want. I control 100% of my time. From the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night, and when I'm sleeping, I control 24 hours of my time a day. I'm living my dream. You know, so I get to make YouTube videos for a living. I mean, how good is that? How good is that a guy like me gets to get in front of a iPhone 13 Pro with sketchy internet, with really sketchy internet. I'm surprised it ain't conked out on me today, but with really sketchy internet on an iPhone 13 Pro, echo, I got echo all through this thing. Echo everywhere. But yet and still, guess what? I still get to talk to, thousands and thousands of people every day, right? I still got 700,000 people on my YouTube channel, right? I get to make a living to take care of myself and do all the things that I want to do. I get to work 2 or 3 hours a day and get the rest of the time to do whatever I want to do. Come on, man, this is America. You can't worry about what someone else says about you. We live in the greatest country in the world. Anybody can come to this country with a dream and a good work ethic and become millionaires. I mean, where else in the world can you go do that? Anybody can come to this country with a dream and an on-fire work ethic and can become whatever they want to become. So you think I'm gonna let a couple knuckleheads in the chat or a couple knuckleheads in the comment section or whatever? I mean, I don't let that. Listen, man, you have to zero in and be laser focused on what your objective in this life is. And if you let other people control that objective, if you let other people influence that objective, I feel sad for you. I'm not gonna let nobody derail me. I don't care who they are. Because in this country, the last time I checked, I can be anything I want to be. Now, until they tell me different, until they knock on my door and say, Mr. Fain, unfortunately, you can't be anything you want to be anymore. Until they do that, I can do anything I want to do in this country. As long as it's legal, I'm not mistreating people, I can do whatever I want to do. I can get on the internet every day and do live streams, reach millions of people a month. I can reach millions of people a month and help them, guide them, use my experience to help them avoid obstacles and distractions to get to their wealth. See, I'm a firm believer in the more people you help get what they want, you ultimately end up getting what you want. I'm a firm believer in that. And that's the reason I started that private mentorship club through my website, is because I'm a firm believer in that. And I tell the folks in the private mentorship club, if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. So us helping one another actually helps us. Us being positive and having a positive word for somebody, who knows what you have done for that person that day. Just by giving them a positive word, that could save their life. That's how fragile we are sometimes, guys. But if you allow people to control your narrative through what they say about you, that's what you have to change. That's why a lot of people will say, well, golly, why don't you mute people or delete people or doing all that? Guys, I don't have time for all that. I don't even have time for all that. My mission is to talk to the people that want to listen and pay attention. That's my mission. My mission ain't to focus on people who have made their decision on the track that they're going to take with their life. That's their decision. My goal is to help those who want to be helped. That's the only objective on this YouTube channel. Help those who want to be helped. That's what I focus on. And when I turn off the camera or the iPhone and I'm done with the live stream, I go on with my life. I enjoy the rest of my life, right? I don't allow negative in my life. I don't worry about negative. All I focus on is positive and helping people. Because if I know if I do that, I'm going to get everything I need out of this life. God going to make sure of that. Jesus Christ going to make sure of that. He says, Richard, you do what I tell you to do and you will be fine. You will never go without. You will never go with need. I will always be there for you to protect you, to watch over you, and to take care of you. The only one you got to worry about is me. That's who you focus on. And that's what I do. And the mandate is help people. That's the only mandate. I put you in this position to help people. And I said, Lord, hey, that's all you needed to tell me. That's the mission then. Just help people. Give them my experience and they can decide to take it or leave it. My job ain't to choose for them. My job is to do what you told me to do. Spread that financial gospel every single day until you tell me not to do it no more. And that's the mandate, guys. So I appreciate y'all that's rocking with me. Y'all know I love you. Y'all know y'all been really good to me, and I appreciate it. Y'all have been really good to me over these last 4+ years because you don't have to watch, but you do. So thank you. Thank you so much. Lock it in with a thumbs up before you get out of here. Like I said, get down that description box, click on them links, and do what you need to do there. Give me a follow on Instagram, like I said earlier in the video. Give me a follow on Instagram if you're somebody that does Instagram and you like Instagram. Give me a follow. Trying to get the Instagram page, the new one up, where our old one was. Our old one was 90,000 people following. Had to shut it down. Now I had to create a new one. We'll get that one up to 90,000 too, because I'm just that type of guy, right? I'm that type of guy that's very optimistic and know what I'm capable of because I done it before. Nobody thought I could take a YouTube channel from 0 subscribers to 700,000, but I did. Nobody thought I could take an Instagram page from 0 to 90,000, but I did. So I'll do it all over again with y'all's help. So thank you, man. Appreciate you. Lock it in. Have the rest of a good day. Make sure you do something nice for yourself and make sure you do something nice for somebody else that doesn't involve money, right? Let's pay it forward, right? When we give good, we get good. When we give good, we get good. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Thought become things. See it in your mind. You can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Nvidia to the moon.